Welcome to Last Time Online. This episode is brought to you by Dogmu Games, my very own game studio. I'm currently working on my first game called Wake Out of Twilight. Wake Out of Twilight is a 2D platformer game based in a futuristic dystopia where nearly all parts of life are automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate through traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. If you would like to be the first to know when I have updates or when the game is releasing, you can go to Steam and wishlist the game. Now, let's get on with the episode. What's up, gamers? Welcome to another episode of Last Time Online. I'm your host, George. This is a podcast where us nerds just talk about nerdy topics or gaming or something like that. Today we're talking about gaming. Finally, because this is a gaming podcast and it's been a while. We like to start off this podcast with our nerd report, but first I'm going to introduce the squad today. We have the full squad, and I'll go in order from where I see it. So how about we go towards Anthony? Say what's up.
Wow.
Heyo.
Push to talk, Ricky.
a bit of lag on our end. That's what happened right there. We have Max,
Greetings.
Jonathan,
Howdy.
Alvaro.
Wow.
I know Kung Fu.
We have Lewis
Yo.
and Justin.
Do we know the way? Hello.
Reference for the listeners at home is because he has a Uganda Knuckles icon for
Not
his...
Wakanda.
Not Wakanda. No, and that's been his face up until now. And once we get to a certain amount of subscribers, we're going to have a face reveal. I've already committed it. And I think that the number is pretty low. So subscribe. I'm tired of eating ramen. We need sponsors.
We got
Okay.
one. Don't we got a new one?
So, speaking of,
Fish
by the
do-
way,
Do we want to bust that out right now? Or?
Yeah. Let's
Is
tell
it-
everybody
is it-
our actual official.
Is it official though?
It is
It's
official.
official. Oh, they confirmed it.
Yes.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you read the chat and everything that we put in
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah. Well, somebody
I
doesn't
didn't read
read
it
the
'cause I'm not in
emails.
that
yeah,
It's-
someone clearly doesn't read what we post. And
Yep.
It's been it's been blame a the busy kid day. here. Blame the kid.
Nah.
But anyways,
Was
we
it
got...
last night or this morning. This was on Saturday.
No, this was on
Oh.
Saturday.
Yeah, well, anyway, we got sponsored by a energy drink company. I don't know if anybody... W Energy Drinks. Next episode is not going to be just Last Time Online. It's going to be Last Time Online on W Energy Drinks. Because
Exactly.
we're all going to be bugging next week. So-
You're not supposed to be jittery. Not supposed to be jittery according to them. So we're gonna find out.
We're
Because
gonna.
me and Max have both ordered some. So
All right. I plan on ordering some too, of course. But anyway,
Beach.
yeah. Going into our nerd report, next week we'll tell you guys how to help me stop eating ramen, and we will start with our nerd
It's
report,
impossible.
which is where
you can't stop that.
Why would
start
you want
talking
to?
about last week and like what we've been doing over the week. And I usually start. And to be honest, I don't have much to share this week. I kind of have been only playing old games that I've had for a while, and I just got back and started playing again, like Rainbow Six Siege, Guild Wars 2, and Halo Infinite have been kind of taking up my time. Nothing new, but I kind of just like got comfortable playing games that I enjoy. Other than that, I think the only thing I also have to say is that I am trying to prepare to release a demo of my game on Steam, and the main
What's your
thing
game called? What's your game called? What's
My
your
game-
Yes, let's hear it. What's it called?
it is called Wake Out of Twilight.
Y'all better pre-subscribe, get all that shit. If you don't,
Yeah.
I hate you.
There will be
But
links.
still watch us and listen to us.
There will be links at the bottom of the video or podcast, wherever you listen to it, and it's going to release on Steam. The demo is going to be the first thing that comes out. So if you would like to be the first to know, you can go to Steam, look up Wake Out of Twilight on Steam, wishlist it, and my game company is called Dogmu Games, spelled with the U. All that is going to be in the descriptions. We put it in every video and podcast. So stay tuned. Yeah, and the thing I was doing last week was I was trying to find a artist to do the cover art for my game, because I've been sorely needing like good cover art for my game to kind of make it look like better, have like a better Steam presence. But anyway, that's all I was doing last week. So we can move on, and let's go with Jonathan first today.
Oh, me. Wow, that's
Yeah.
a change.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot. You're done.
Continuing my quest with King of the Hill. There's pretty good cameos, and I like how they just kind of blend them in. Noticing, and you know what? I think if I had watched this when it first aired, I wouldn't have known these people just off their voice, like Paul Giamatti being a hippie. But yeah, the two biggest things I wanted to talk about, the one anime that I started watching last week was, I believe it's called.
You don't know the name?
It's kind of hard to. Tomodachi Game.
Friend game.
And it's
Tomodachi's friend in Japanese.
Friend. Okay. Well, that's an ironic title. Basically, the premise for 5 friends get kidnapped and forced into this game, and they are told one of them has secretly entered them into this game of it's kind of like Squid Games, where they're playing a bunch of games for money. Someone has amassed $20 million of debt, and they have to play the games to clear the debt. They could opt out at the beginning, but then that would put more debt onto the other people because they split it up evenly. And yeah, it's just people who are friends being completely terrible to each other, and it's pretty interesting. I'm only like 5 episodes in. I'm expecting, based on the vibe, someone to die, but no one's died yet. But it's never too late.
Disappointed.
Yeah, it's just people being like terrible to each other, trying to survive a bad situation. And the other thing, which I do need a camera for, I got another Kickstarter project in. I got this. Ooh, my filter is.
Dang.
I don't think your green screen backgrounds were
Yeah.
working.
It looks like a console with like a see-through screen.
It's
like an old school Game Boy.
That's an
It's the
expensive
blue.
calculator.
It is called a GKD Mini Pro, made of metal, and it's essentially a retro gaming device. It's pretty cool. I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit, playing a bunch of old games that I used to play in various forms. Some games I've never played.
What games is it, like preloaded all in there or what?
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
bunch of like cool games though.
It's got a bunch of games for systems that I'm not going to mention because I don't want anybody coming after me. But know that they're major ones. And also, I can get a micro SD. I believe it supports up to 0.5 terabyte, and I could add more if I want to.
That's a lot.
That sounds like a lot, considering like the old Game Boys that were that size had like, I don't even know how little it was. But...
And it's not
like
I mean
24
it's
megs.
not
Yeah,
just the
something like
handheld
that.
ones. Like it plays up to PS1 generation. But it also has like MAME and Neo Geo, like the old arcade cabinets. There's a lot of games in there that are like Japanese that I've never played, but they're not in Japanese. Like, it's like side scroller shooters or stuff, stuff that you play in the arcade cabinet that doesn't really require you to read. Just like one of them that I kind of just like threw on. It was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's like an arcade cabinet game from like 1998, and like it's a top-down shooter, like, but instead of a ship, you're a fighter shooting out fucking psi beams, and then when you hold it down enough, the stand comes out and starts doing like crazy shit on the screen. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. And there's lots of customability on the device. So I have to play with it more, but there's a lot that I can do with it, especially if I knew how to code. It has a video player. It has a music player. Um, it's got a lot packed into it that I haven't really had too much of a chance to like really dig into it. But
You got this on Kickstarter?
yeah,
How much was it?
It was 150.
One
You
video.
You can get a cheaper version,
He sprung for
It's-
the medal.
but yeah, I got the metal one. There's a
Half-
plastic one that
half
sells
a
for like
Switch.
90.
Half the
Got to
price
go
of a
for the
Switch.
durability, man. You got a kid now, so
Yeah. I kickstarted this like last year. I just got it last
you
week,
get the table.
like on Friday. The table will be everything's finalized, but according to the shipping schedule, it probably won't be here until the end of summer. I'm hoping August or September.
Are you talking
at the
about
latest.
Are you talking
I got
about a
a
Gaming table.
Mhm,
I got
okay.
a wormwood gaming table.
Fancy.
It's the size of a 8-person table, and it has a magnetic top, so I can use it as a regular table. I just click everything on and it sticks, and then when I want to use it as a table, I pull off the panels and it drops down underneath, and there's a felt on top of that surface. And they also it's modular, so they sell like accessories on Wormwood, cup holders. There's one that's like a little, like a tablet table, like it's like a little desk, and when you click it in, it can charge your device wirelessly while it's sitting on top of that. And DM screen and just a bunch of other stuff. I've seen this videos. It looks really good. But yeah, when I get that, I don't know, make a video and show it off. But that won't be for a while.
Unboxing video of a table. Coming.
Hey, there's some cool tables on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's people that do like they take
They-
tables,
they-
or they
they
take
build it.
tables they find from like garage sales and stuff, and then they like rework them and put TVs in them, and they do some crazy stuff with them.
Dang. Out there like
Yeah.
the Gary V of the tabletop world. Huh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rip this
And-
dude's face off.
Like,
I don't know,
make
that's a
your own-
Gary V reference. I don't know if anybody got that, but it's probably like some weird obscure reference that maybe only I know. But anyway, yeah.
That's my week.
Okay. Cool. Let's move on. Who wants to go next? How about Lewis? What you got for us?
I haven't been doing much gaming lately. Been trying to get back into playing the Switch. I've been neglecting that thing like for months, so trying to get back into Pokemon Sword. So I got like halfway through it, and I'm trying to get back to the end of it. Working up my team. Also playing Spider-Man Miles Morales because I was a couple trophies short from platinuming it. So my nephew deleted my save on that.
oh,
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Feels bad.
that's strike one,
Yeah,
dude.
but
Don't let
is
him.
he
Don't let him
still
do that
alive?
again.
I don't
Don't let
know,
him-
but I'm okay with it because he's like he plays his own game,
Mhm.
but it just sucks that like it was my save that he messed up.
You're like, listen, nephew, that's the last time I'm letting you get away with that. Next time you do that, you're dead.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
Oh no, he's here right now.
I feel like
I gotta hide that game whenever he's here.
I feel like if it was like a classic like Pokemon game and your starters were all maxed out, it would have been a different story.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
happened
only
before.
bad if you lose legendaries that you can only get online.
Like rare trades. Yeah.
Rare trades are like event.
Also,
Even
just
if-
watching a couple movies.
Mhm.
Rewatched Doctor Strange for the second time.
Okay, the
Second
first one
time
or
was watch. Oh no, the
the new one? Okay.
Yeah, just watch it again, just for the fun of it. I think the
Did-
first time was a better viewing than the second.
Did it ruin it? Did we ruin it for you when we were
That's
talking shit about it the last episode?
It was okay.
He's like,
I like-
let's see what they were nitpicking about.
Yeah.
You know
That
what?
was good.
Lewis was like,
seen someone say that it would have worked better if it had released in the original order. If it was Multiverse of Madness then Spider-Man, like both movies would have benefited from it.
How? It's the same movie.
I don't understand.
Because I know they added scenes into Multiverse of Madness because originally it was supposed to come out before Spider-Man, but they added scenes when they kind of switched to make reference to that movie. But originally, Multiverse of Madness was supposed to introduce the multiverse, and then Spider-Man would have just like added onto it. And I guess the logic is it would have made Doctor Strange's arc in Spider-Man less of babysitting, because you kind of don't know like the repercussions of the multiverse until Multiverse of Madness. So it kind of like changes the viewer's knowledge of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Just the repercussions. Did
I
they
know.
watch Spider-Man? There was a lot of repercussions in Spider-Man.
Well, but I mean, like the whole like the incursions and stuff like that. Like we don't really know about that until.
From my perspective, it's hard to believe that. First of all, it was hard to believe that like Doctor Strange would have been that careless in the Spider-Man movie in the first place. But it seemed harder to believe if he went through all that Multiverse of Madness stuff and he's still like, oh yeah, let's do some multiverse magic to mess with the multiverse. You know what I mean? So, but I mean that's just me. Just a little detail, I guess. I don't know if it matters that much, in my opinion.
I mean, not
It doesn't. It fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's literally fan theories. Like, we don't need to listen to this.
Yeah.
What else
I mean,
did you watch?
nobody needs to listen to our podcast either. But I mean,
They said they do. They have to.
What a wonderful
Don't listen.
story.
Don't listen to Jonathan.
but I'm just saying, like,
We'll lose the new sponsor we just got. Shut up.
like,
Yeah.
Lewis, what else did you watch? I'm gonna cut out everything Jonathan just said.
Oh, thank you, Max. I did rewatch Loki in like one day, and second viewing, I think it was way better than the first time seeing it.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's probably one of my favorite Marvel stuff that they put on Disney Plus, like out of the shows, next to Moon Knight.
I agree with you there. On
Yeah.
the Loki part.
Oh, hold the hell up. Hold up. You did not just put Loki on the same page as that trash.
Anthony just turned his
series.
ears on right now for a
You're not even
second.
gonna watch it.
Loki's
I
better
did
than
watch it.
Moon
What the hell are you talking about? I watched all of it. It was garbage.
Knight. No, I say Loki's the best so far.
Yeah.
It's between Loki and Hawkeye, but
Okay, the most.
Hawkeye was good.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just go for
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty much it.
All right, solid. How about you, Anthony? Since you're so opinionated right now.
I have returned to an old game because I don't want to wait for its remake to come out. And I've spent probably close to past week at least like 26, 27 hours on Knights of the Old
Konar?
Republic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why did I just thought of it right now? I was like,
I'm going through. I ran through the first time, just going through and dark siding the entire thing.
Mhm.
And then I found I struggled to actually do light side because I was like, it's not in my nature to be kind to them. Give me your monies. It's hard if you don't like get monies and try and persuade them. Then it's like you're poor. So
Are you playing on Steam?
no, I'm playing on my Switch.
On your Switch? Oh, it's better to play on Steam because you can actually like mod the game. Have like better graphics.
I don't need to mod the game. I like it in its beauty entirely.
That's beautiful.
That's true.
The nostalgia. All right, don't take that from me. Aside from that, I've just been watching a crap ton of anime. And semi-following a famous court trial.
Oh.
Look out of here.
I don't know anything about legal stuff, so I can't input
But-
anything there.
I would like to say,
Can I ask you a question about this? I know we
Which
try
one?
not to discuss this. Why do people care so much about this?
well,
Leverage.
you should know why I.
Oh
care
yes,
about
but
it.
I mean, just in general, like all I see is shit
Because-
all over Twitter. Like, why do so many people care?
Because she blatantly lied and got him fired, and he's basically shunned through all of Hollywood While she's sitting there still doing movies and stuff.
Just
and-
wait for the verdict to come out and then
Yeah.
talk about it. Like,
I think
all I
it's,
see is reposting of testimony and everything, and I don't get why everyone cares so much. Just wait until the verdict comes out and then discuss.
There's been beautiful memes
Exactly. Yeah.
because her dog stepped on a bee.
I think
I
it's
should have
just
never asked this question.
I think it's just really easy.
Because
for,
what
like, the whole-
Anthony just said is new information to me, and I hate that I know something new about this.
The bee?
Any of it, really.
I think it's just really easy for the whole internet to just obviously see that somebody's like a bad guy, and like it's easy to shit on somebody and know that there's going to be nobody that disagrees with you, and like there's no repercussions on the internet. You know,
It's
just
the unanimous. There's no
yeah.
supporters
It
for her.
just- it
Her
just-
own attorneys don't even want to support her.
yeah, it just
Yeah,
I know.
they straight giving up.
Yeah,
It just baffles me that so many people seem to care so much about it. I get
Don't you go to
having
jail?
no, I understand having just like a small interest in what's happening, but a lot of people seem very obsessed with what's happening, and I don't understand why.
It's,
Oh my
it's a
God.
big deal
Little
for
video Easter eggs
male
for the
abuse
YouTube.
people.
It is extreme. It's huge. It breaks that stigma that men can be abused too.
Yeah, but don't you just get that from the verdict when it comes out that they're just
No,
gonna get
it's because that's going to be the verdict. They're gonna be like, oh, he won a case against
It's
Amber Heard for
it's not
defamation,
just
but it's
the
not that.
verdict.
It's
It's
I-
not just the verdict. You have to people have to see all the shit that women can do too. Like it's not just men being terrible all the time. Like
I don't disagree with anything that like anybody's saying right now, but you know,
off topic.
I don't want to make light of this situation at all, but we should talk about video games.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to branch everyone off.
Yeah,
I-
good job, Max.
My bad.
Cut it out. Aside from that, it's just I haven't even been playing WoW that much. I've been focusing more on Kodar, and watching more anime on top of more anime, and some more anime on top of that.
All right. Then next up is Alvaro.
I just played Sifu. I'm at the last level, trying to get the last boss down. It might happen during this recording. We'll see. Otherwise, I started and finished Ozark season 4. It was very good, but I don't know. We'll see how other people feel about it. But I mean, I can't talk about it otherwise. But it looks awesome on my
It's all
TV.
good.
'Cause, you know,
They ignore
Dolby
this.
Vision.
They clown. No.
But yeah. So I finished that, and I went to then on Monday I went to the Pearl Jam show in Fresno.
Hey.
So that was a fun time.
Classics.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared really. I thought it was gonna be next week. Apparently it was on Monday. I'm like, well, that caught me off guard because I'm working another 10-hour shift every day. So that was a good 2 hours of sleep before Tuesday night. But
Just sleep in the 2-hour
what
Uber.
else? No, I mean I was with my sister. She drove.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, I'm just waiting for the Batman Blu-ray to come out next week. That should be a good one. And I think I'll watch Alex Garland's Men this week as well. And yeah, that's what I'm
Wait.
looking forward to.
Say that again. His what?
Men. It's a movie
Men.
by Alex Garland. I'm sure.
The movie comes out this weekend.
Is new?
Yeah,
oh,
it's,
I must watch
yes.
that. I must watch that. I'm an
Yeah.
Alex Garland fan, so yes.
Yeah. So if you watch Annihilation, if you watch Dread,
Yeah.
Ex
this is definitely
Machina.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I Ex Machina and both Ex Machina and his show Devs were perfection in my opinion. So
I still need to see that, but yeah. Anytime he comes out with something, I gotta watch it for sure.
but anything else you wanted to share or before I?
Yeah, I'm drinking.
Let's go.
Flaming Hot Mountain Dew.
No, Alvaro, no, no. What are
It's
you
not
doing?
terrible.
What are you doing?
Look at that chug. It's like a
It's not-
W energy drink.
It's not even spicy.
No, hell no. I had a beer once at Sculpin. At Ballast Point, they had the Habanero Sculpin. It was excellent. This is just a little below that. But you know,
Oh.
I always try the new Mountain Dew flavors because I'm an idiot like that.
Okay,
But,
so
It's good.
if, you-
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
if you were to give it a letter
More so-
grade, give it a letter
more
grade,
so
Alvaro.
Citadine.
It's like a C plus.
A C plus. Okay.
You
Okay.
can't beat the classics. It's no Code Red.
You can't beat the
Wow.
classics like it can compete. You're saying that like you're giving it so much. You're giving it so much. I don't.
You're
charity,
asking for
charity, I guess.
a review. That's what I'm giving you.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't even thought about it.
I don't know.
It's Mountain Dew, and it's weird.
I tried a spicy drink one time, and it was like this spicy mango or something that Vitamin Water came out with one time, and that was spicy melon. And that was the worst flavor that they ever came out with. I love Vitamin Water, so I imagine it tastes like that. I can't get that out of my head.
Probably.
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I couldn't tell you. It's hard
Anyway,
to describe.
yeah. Damn, I didn't think I would know. I didn't think I would ever know somebody that tried that Mountain Dew, but I'm glad.
Well, try
I'm
it.
glad we have a.
Why are you surprised?
I
don't understand.
I just couldn't imagine it. I guess. I don't know. Okay, how about Justin? How about let's hear from you.
I actually did a lot of gaming this week. I know last week I kind of talked about Stardew Valley, and again I'm gonna repeat myself because I am hooked and I hate it. The other day, I was playing a little bit of WoW and then I got off and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play some Stardew Valley. I looked over and it was like 6 hours later and I was like, oh crap.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I played.
You're welcome.
I played a good
No
amount
way.
on Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday, and right now I'm trying to be the waifu lord.
Oh man, you're playing with all the girls' hearts.
I'm playing with all of them right now. I'm trying to crank all their hearts up and then just snatch one away and be like, haha.
Yeah.
So your farm is in Utah.
Wow.
I just want to warn you, there is actually consequences if you do that in the game.
There is.
Well,
I was gonna.
Unlike
I want to.
Harvest Moon.
So just like a real life.
Yeah, there is a cutscene that you can get, but I don't know the requirements. I just know that you're on that path.
I do know what you're talking about, and like girls
It's
will
pretty funny.
girls will get jealous if you're talking to other girls in that game. Apparently, so we had to say it now because I don't know if you're gonna still be playing next week and get to that stage, but yeah.
oh, I will still be playing.
I'm pretty sure you have to get them all to like girlfriend level.
I have about 4 or 5 of them, like 6 stars. So it's funny because 2 of them are sisters, and it's great.
Yeah.
Keeping it in the family.
Wait,
So-
there's-
Giggity, giggity goo.
I didn't know there was
Yeah,
sisters in that game.
Yeah, it's what's her name? It's
Oh, I know
Emily
what you're
and-
talking about.
Horrible
the blue,
name, Dumper. Dumper
The blue,
right now.
the blue-haired one, right?
Yeah, it's Emily
okay.
and.
Yeah, why do I know
can't
this?
remember.
Damn it.
The blonde one. The blonde one. I
I
can't
like
remember
the
her name.
blue-haired one.
Yeah, the blonde one is the one that you can romance. I don't think you can romance the blue-haired one though.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
both.
This is-
They
we're
both
getting-
stay single.
We're getting way
She
too
was-
detailed in this game.
She was my waifu selection when I played it originally.
Wow.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what I have been playing. I played that a lot this week. Oh, I actually did finish Moon Knight. I know last week we kind of said I had not finished Moon Knight, and I had finished Moon Knight. And to go with Lewis, I do like Moon Knight, but I wouldn't say I haven't seen Loki yet, which is not a surprise. But I did like WandaVision is probably one of my favorite ones. But we're not gonna get into that. But yeah,
That's not
that's
too
all
hard.
I really did this week. Yeah, all I did was really much farming this week, and it's been
And the board game.
and Sunday, me and Jonathan and well, everybody, we all played
The ladies.
we played the Stardew Valley board game. So it's pretty much just like the game, and we actually won on the very last turn. It was very interesting because I did not think
stress fishing.
yeah, because I did not think we were actually going to win, and we did win, and it was great.
You know what,
So-
Justin? You have a reputation, for winning, off of like chance rolls or chance chance cards or whatever. You know that?
You know, I'm gonna quote my boy DJ Khaled: "Is all I do is win, man."
Okay. I
And you know the funny thing, it wasn't even him that got the winning roll that time. It was Alexis.
But I handed her the bag, so it's like,
Oh, okay.
So- So it was like fate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they already knew that we were gonna win.
Sounds
But,
like
yeah.
Okay.
It was co-op, so we all won.
Yeah,
It was
we all
great.
won. Yeah.
All right.
So,
So
sometimes some nice co-op games are great because then nobody gets sore when you lose. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody just gets sad when you lose.
Yep. But yep, that's all I did this week is plant a bunch of flowers and break girls' hearts. So it's been fun.
So typical week.
You're a monster.
Typical week.
You're a menace.
Typical week.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's have Max close it out for us this week then.
Oh. Well, I guess since Alvaro shared, I can share what I'm drinking today. I'm drinking a Kentucky bourbon whiskey called Blade and Bow. Delicious. Thank you, Alexis. I know she's listening. And for me, I'll be quick. I watched 2 movies this week. I finally got around to watch The Kingsman, the new one that came out.
Oh yes, I haven't seen that one.
It was
Good.
weird, but I liked it for the most part. It didn't seem like he knew what tone he wanted to go for, because it goes from like not super serious, but a pretty straightforward like World War I movie, cut to crazy action sequences that would never happen in World War I. So just the tone of the whole thing was kind of random at times, but Matthew Vaughn knows how to stage a really entertaining action sequence. So if you like action sequences, like it's worth checking out. It was a pretty good movie. And then earlier today, I watched American Underdog. I was curious.
Oh, no way.
I never saw it at the theater. Prime had the rental for like $1.99, so I rented it. I watched it. If you like super cheesy inspirational sports films, right up your alley. If you don't like those or are bored of that kind of movie, you probably won't like this because it doesn't really offer anything new to the genre.
Yeah, I remember like 20 years ago, 15 or 20 years ago, there used to be like a ton of sports movies like that. I wonder if we go back and watch any of those, if they would be like the same exact thing, just like way too cheesy for us to even care anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm a sucker for that stuff, so
Yeah.
they all work on me.
Mhm.
They're very cheesy and very like incredibly predictable, but they work on me. And I have to give Zachary Levi credit because I do think that the movie worked as well as it did on me because he's a very likable guy. And yeah, I mean, it was whatever, and it's one of the ones that I was alive during, so I remember all that stuff that happened when it comes to the football section of the movie. I didn't know some of the stuff in his personal life in the past, but once they got to all the football stuff, like I was around for that. Because a lot of the sports movies that I've seen are like stuff from like the 60s and 70s that I wasn't around for, but this was one of the rare ones where I was alive, so I remember most of it. But yeah, if you like that kind of thing, give it a watch.
Until that Tom Brady movie comes out.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. I won't.
It all takes place during the Snow Bowl.
Don't even start.
All right.
Why?
You can talk about the football schedule, or is that not something you want to bring?
What is there to say about the football schedule? They came out.
Yeah, there you go.
When you were
I'm happy
watching
for
that-
them.
When you were watching that movie, were you like Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? When he points at the TV and he's like, "Oh, I remember that."
I did that on the inside.
Oh, come on, man.
I was by myself. Like, why am I gonna point at the screen? He
I
at
don't
least had Brad Pitt with him in that scene, so there was someone to ask, "What the fuck are you pointing at?"
All right.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. That was it for me.
All right. So today, or actually in the last week or two, there has been some gaming news circulating, and not that the console war ever died or ever dies out. There has been some extra fuel thrown into the fire for the console wars, and that is that the games that are going to be available for PlayStation Plus have been, I don't know if they've been totally released, but there have a lot of games that are public now, and we're going to see. Is it active right now, or is it starting next week for the PlayStation Plus premium and the other tiers. Because the reason I'm asking is because Ubisoft is also having some sort of they have a catalog of games that's also going to be included in the PlayStation Plus offerings starting May 24th, I believe. It's a list of 24 games. They're older games. They're not the newer ones, but I think Valhalla is one of them. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I know we previously had a discussion about PlayStation Plus on whether or not it's going to be worth it, and to all of us, it came down to depends on the games that they have for the offerings, and we see the games now. So I want to know if anyone's thoughts have changed. Is anyone more excited, less excited, or has it exactly met everyone's expectations for the PlayStation Plus offerings?
I mean, I just took a glance at the list, but it seemed kind of sparse. Like it just didn't seem like there was a lot of stuff. Like when it comes to the older stuff, like the original PlayStation stuff, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot on there. Like a lot of the stuff just seemed like stuff that you can just buy now for cheap anyways. Like that's cool that I guess it's free as part of the subscription, but like a lot of this stuff you could probably find for like $10-15 right now on the sales that they have.
Yeah. There are some of them that I think are like look super interesting in my opinion. Like Ghost of Tsushima, which I already have though, so like I'm like sucks. But Returnal's another one. That's I think we said last time that Returnal was like the cool one because that one's like the most recent game I think that has come out, the most recent big game that's come out, in my opinion, unless I'm missing one of them.
They have a lot of the stuff from the PS5 launch, so you can. I mean, if you haven't played Demon's Souls, I would definitely check that out. It's like probably the prettiest game you could play right now.
That's what I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, Gravity Rush.
I saw they have Celeste on there, which I freaking love that game. So I mean, if you guys ever get this service and want to play Celeste, it's a freaking fun game.
I own it. I haven't beat it.
Yeah.
If y'all get this service,
it's addictive.
You need to play Gravity Rush 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you've never played Gravity Rush.
I own that on Vita. Thank you very much.
Me too. Well, the first one at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's I remember that. So when I was looking online, I think there was one game that kept coming up on Twitter at least for like on Twitter people were going like this game is basically reason to say that the PlayStation Plus offerings are better than Game Pass, and that was Red Dead Redemption 2. And everyone was like, "Oh, Game Pass doesn't have Red Dead Redemption 2, right? PlayStation Plus shits all over Xbox again." And so I thought that was funny, but it is. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it is.
I didn't like thoroughly look through it, but I didn't.
It's right there.
Yeah.
No one wants to play Fractured Butthole.
Some of the more I mean, I don't know if this is a whole list that I'm looking at, but this is on the PlayStation site. The cool ones that I'm seeing are actually third-party games, though. Like, the interesting ones that I'm seeing is, like, Celeste. I see Hollow Knight, which I know that's, like, a very popular game, too. Red Dead Redemption 2 is on there. Outer Wilds is one of them that I think... Outer Wilds is one that I want to play still, that I heard got, like, a lot of praise. And, let's see. I don't know. The Division's cool, but, I mean, they have The Division 2 now, so I don't know if that's one that a lot of people are going to play.
Yeah, I was just surprised that they didn't have any real like Metal Gear Solid, any Twisted Metal, anything like that.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking.
I thought that would be like the big franchise, the popular franchise stuff that they would have for sure thrown on there.
Konami's a pachinko company now. Like,
yeah, I think
you can't really expect them to like pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, I still don't know how they're splitting up the tiers. Also, I want to say like Twisted Metal could be one that ends up going on the I don't know what the top one is, but that the top tier was the one that was going to be all the PlayStation classics. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you got to pony up for the old stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I think they would be.
It's all PS4 and PS5 games on the middle tier, which is I think what most people will get if they upgrade.
I think.
Yeah, but they showed what the premium tier and what the deluxe tier is going to give you, like, because they had like stuff that were right next. I mean, At least the list I'm looking at, it shows.
The problem, I think, is I'm looking at the list. If you've been subscribed to PlayStation Plus, a lot of those games, like, we already got.
I remember I said this last time too. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
And then the stuff that's the old stuff that was already on PlayStation Now before, and no one was subscribing then. So it's like there's a couple of things in there that I definitely want to play, but like Max said, you can get that stuff just buy it outright. The only good thing that I think is coming from this is that some of those older games that are going to be in the top tier, apparently Sony's going to be selling them. So like you can buy them and you won't need to subscribe to play them. So they've already said that, if you own these games, then you won't need to subscribe to play them. You can just play them.
But that also, I mean, that's not a bad thing
that's
either.
Cool.
I don't think
that's a cool thing, but I don't think it's going to get people to subscribe. It might just drive sales for individual games.
Yeah, I would say that doesn't actually degrade the service at all. That helps Sony either way, because then people are either subscribing or they're buying the games. Which either way, I think both are good for Sony.
And it's smart because it's like you have Nintendo over there. They have their overpriced subscription service. People just want to buy these games.
You think $20 a year is too much
for a service that doesn't improve internet
NSO?
infrastructure?
For NSO?
Absolutely, yeah.
$20 is too much.
$20 is too much. They're paywalling an internet service that's peer-to-peer. That money isn't going to dedicated servers. It's just a paywall. The money is not improving the internet quality. It's too much. For if they want to sell, a service that just plays those games, fine. But like there's terrible internet, like online play. You can't talk to people without using a phone app. Like it's just like it's so antiquated, and like I'd rather pay $50 and have all the features that I have on PS Plus on my Switch than a $20 service that's literally there to play Nintendo, NES, and regular original NES games.
So what are they charging for on Nintendo? What's the $20 for? Just to play online?
To play online, and you get cloud saves, which there's a good chunk of Nintendo games that didn't work out the gate. I don't know if they still do, but I know like Animal Crossing, it didn't work, and then people complained because they're like, it's a single player game. Why are you not letting people, So then they were like, oh, if you get a new Switch, you can do like a one-time transfer from one Switch to another. But that's as good as. And like a bunch of the Pokemon games, you can't do your cloud saves. There was a bunch of stuff that you just could not save to the cloud, when defeats the purpose of cloud saves in general, because they're worried about people cheating in their single player games. When this isn't really an issue on any other service with cloud saves. You get to play online, which, like I said, it's peer-to-peer. Which doesn't require servers, so there's no reason to paywall that. And then there's some deals, but sparse, and you can play a catalog of NES games and Super Nintendo games. And then if you want to pay the $50, then you get N64 and Sega Genesis, which I think eventually there might be some value there, but that's also too expensive for old games like that.
I see. I don't play Nintendo, as you guys know, but I didn't know that they charged. I'm sure they're like every other company. They like money.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be fine if the money was going to actually improving things, but it's not. They're just collecting money.
And you don't think you also don't think it's to like maintain the service too, though, or?
I mean,
I heard you say that they don't.
I mean, if you played online, and I have, it's not great. And I don't think anybody is saying, "Oh yeah, the internet service that Nintendo provides is great."
Well, I think PlayStation also is doing a good job by allowing the game trials in their premium service too.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody realistically expected them to have the day one releases like Xbox did, because I think it's a big part of their business to make actual sales on those games. So I think that demos are actually a good idea on their part.
Only a few of them though, right? It's not everything.
No, it's everything.
I hope it's everything.
Sony is requiring all developers after a certain date to have that stuff made.
Because on this thing they only have 6 games listed on the limited time trials.
Yeah, I don't know when, like for old stuff, but I remember seeing that Sony is requiring developers going forward to have those game trials ready when they launch, as a certain date. I don't. It was a few weeks ago, so I can't specifically. That is good.
Another thing that I'll applaud Sony on too, and not from a consumer perspective, but as like from a business perspective, their list may seem a tiny bit small right now, but I think that they have to make it so that they can keep adding it for the future. You know how I think when Disney started out, they only had The Mandalorian for a while. The Disney Plus, I mean, they only had Mandalorian for a while, so they needed to stretch that out to make it the value of Disney Plus until like they had more content. I think that's what they're doing with the games right now. I would be surprised if they didn't have a roadmap that said that they were going to be adding more classic games that they could add right now if they wanted to.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, even on the page, like towards the bottom, it says that they will be adding to the list, but this is just like the launch list right now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked about it, we were like, we can't expect PS5 games, like you said, at launch, but maybe we're seeing Returnal in some of these launch games, so it might be a year, later that we'll see these games after launch, maybe.
That would be nice, I think.
Added to the service.
Yeah.
And then, it could be shorter for third parties. Sony will work deals. Hopefully they can work up a thing with EA to get those games in too, so that way it's just kind of getting everything.
Right.
Would you play anything from them though?
I don't know. Depends on what it is. It's not for me though. There's plenty of people that like EA stuff. I'm not gonna say that it shouldn't be on there because I don't really care for EA.
Are you gonna play FIFA? We should play FIFA together.
No one likes to play FIFA.
Oh
it's not even
shit!
FIFA. It's EA FC now.
I saw they had Little Big Planet 3 on here. I'm hell get this now.
I think they have Tearaway too, which is also
The one that stood out to me was Siphon Filter, and Worms.
I'm curious.
Worms is fun. Worms was also free though, so
I have Siphon Filter on my PS3 that I got for PlayStation Plus. And
do you play your PlayStation 3 ever?
No, it's been a while. But what I'm saying is, when I played it, the PS1 version, on my PS3, at that time, it felt archaic. Like the controls, it was like really like hard. So I'm just wondering how much worse at least the handling of the game has aged. In the last, how old is the game? When did it originally come out?
Like 25 at this point, almost.
Yeah, it's an old game.
It's a PS1 game. It was cool, but it was just like, man, some of those PS1 early stuff, it was rough to play. Even some of the PS3 stuff, like when I play remakes, like the Yakuza ones. The one that was a PS3 remake, that one was like my least favorite one of like all 7. It was rough.
Was it because you had to go around fist fighting everybody?
No, it was just very.
Using bikes as a weapon.
There was no. That's fun.
Yeah, I guess I didn't look. I guess I didn't look at this list good enough the other day when I thought I did, because I noticed they have Hot Shots Golf on here.
Yeah, I know. That's
there you
so.
go. There you go.
There's some random ones on there in my opinion, but
there's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think
That was a fun game.
Yo, if
Honest-
you guys haven't played Dead Cells, you should play Dead Cells. I bet I played that on
I'm
my
looking forward to
phone.
that one.
Dead
Yeah.
Cells is so good.
if you haven't played Bioshock Infinite, you need to play Bioshock Infinite because it is on there, and I'm pretty sure the only one who's played that game in this channel is me and Alvaro.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, that too. Definitely get my chance to play it now.
Naruto
All you guys-
I was gonna pick it
Shippuden
up
Ultimate
the other
Ninja
day.
Storm 4. Let's go.
The
Yeah.
Artful Escape. That sounds familiar.
Lewis, have you
It's
have you
weird
taken
to
a look at
see-
the list?
Yeah,
That was fairly recent too.
Yeah.
It's
Has-
weird to see Annapurna.
Has the list
Yeah.
changed your mind about anything, Lewis?
I know the list shares a lot from if you already have a PS5,
Yeah.
you get like the PS Plus collection,
Mm-hmm.
and it shares like a bunch of games that like is already on the list,
Yeah.
and that's like the only gripe.
Yeah,
Make
so-
sure you add those games to your
Like, I already
library
have
while you
this, I
can
have
because
But it's nice to see like a lot of games that like I don't have, like Returnal. Let's see what else. Gravity Rush. I do want to play.
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Oh yeah, there you go.
Were there any
PlayStation All Stars.
Have that.
were there any of the games that got taken off of that PlayStation 5 list and before this?
Persona 5 is about to get taken down.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have the
Yeah,
PS
I mentioned
Plus
that.
collection,
Okay.
Yeah. And
and that'll be at the end of the month. So now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I'd
claim all
say-
of them, honestly.
Yeah, because you never know. They're gonna probably take those games away once PS5 start becoming more available. They'll be like, okay, you don't need this incentive anymore.
Yeah.
Get it
So
while you can.
Jonathan, I think you kind of said it. Like this list. I mean, there's people out there that have been kind of diligent about like installing those PlayStation Plus games to their library. This might not add a lot of value to like super users like that, but I think there is an audience out there for like this collection of games. I mean, yeah, this is a solid list. But what I want to hear from everybody is like, does this list change or alter anyone's stance about like whether or not they were going to get this service? Because for me, it was. For me, I just wanted to see it, and after looking at the list, I think getting the service might be a maybe still. A maybe, which is like a little bit more than it was when we last talked about it.
I feel like there's not enough big games that's worth it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a couple of them, but there's nothing that's like, oh,
I think a lot will have to change for Sony
Oh,
to
yeah,
want to
sure.
put big games on this list.
What games are missing for you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a PS5. So, like, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm like,
Hold
just
on.
look, okay, but looking at those games, it's not making me want to be like, okay, I want to get this. You know what I'm saying?
But I
Like,
mean,
I've heard of all of those games. I mean, I can't think of any at the top of my head at the
no,
moment.
but I mean, if you look at the list, like that's to me, that's kind of mostly all that they have to offer in general.
That's not within
right
like the
now
last
for
year,
the
right?
PS5. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
we
I
need
kind of agree
more
with that.
God of War games.
Also, devil's advocate. Like realistically, I mean, I know we all want like hella games. Like that's just value, right? Everybody wants value, but how many games are you going to be able to play on the list? Like
Realistically,
like if there's 2 solid games a month, like we've been getting, like that's gonna, for most people, like I would say, I don't know, what is 75 too low? Maybe 80% people that get just a base PlayStation with those games, that's enough to carry them till the next month when you get 2 more games. And if you play a little bit more, the extra would be of value because then you have all those extra games to fill in the gaps until the next big one comes out.
Yeah, that's
think-
why my answer to George's question is they probably didn't sway me. I'm still in the probably won't do it just because realistically I know how much time I can put into gaming these days with work and other priorities. So I mean, I probably won't get it. It would be cool to have, but realistically I know I wouldn't have the time to play a whole lot of
Okay.
stuff on that list.
All right.
Yeah, same here.
So it sounds like is that like a probably no for you two then, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the thing that would change it for me, and what I want to see is not bigger AAA games. I want to see smaller indie titles, because I
Okay.
think that makes that service more palatable. Because, like you, George, you like smaller games, and I think if there's an extra 100 games on there that are just smaller stuff that you can play through in like
Small
five to
40-hour
ten,
triangle
yeah,
strategy
five to
games.
10 hours. Well, I mean, I do like those games, but in a service like this, I think more smaller game, obviously still good quality ones, but just a ton of smaller games that you can just be like, oh yeah, pick up and play. It benefits smaller developers because it's, you know, people are
Yeah.
seeing that, and then maybe they're like, oh, maybe I'll pick up this other game that's not on there by them because I like that first game. And you finish that game in 5 to 10 hours, then you play another one, and then those I think would be better to get through to the next big PS5 game that they want you to spend money. Like for
I would be
me,
surprised if
yeah.
this service didn't get there like eventually, but yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
see what you mean.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Right now, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
I'm on similar time constraints as Max for.
And I don't even have a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I try, I try and do what I can, but I only have two hands, and
Well, I mean, that's why you said before, that's why you have your Switch, because you can take it with you. Unlike this stuff, you pretty much have to be home to do.
yeah, and while we're talking about the services, that's why I've mentioned it before, but I do really like the Google's subscription service um, that they have for mobile games, and that's how I was able to play Dead Cells, because I got it for it's I think 25 for the year, and like I have that Google surveys that I mentioned before, where they send me random surveys and they give me 50 cents. I use that to pay for the whole year. I didn't spend a dime, and I already have enough for next year. And so I played Dead Cells. I have Stardew Valley on there. I have Star Wars Kotar, like the mobile version of that. They just added the first two Professor Layton games that were on the DS in HD. Um, and there's a bunch of smaller games, but they're adding other bigger titles that I wouldn't probably otherwise get a chance to play because it's on my phone and I can just like pop it up,
play it whenever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That service I definitely say is worth it, because you have your phone on you all the time, and it's not just games either. There's also I have a baby noise app that I got on there, and there's a productivity manager. There's like some of the sound editors that I tried to use were on there, video editors. They have apps across the board that you might want to use, so it's not just games. But yeah, so I'd recommend that service for sure to anybody.
What if you don't play on your game or your phone?
Well, what is that? There's BlueStacks, right? That lets you play. You just log into your Google Play account on your PC, and you can play those games on your computer.
What if you don't own a computer?
This PlayStation
Well,
Plus.
then you're not subscribing.
This PlayStation
I
Plus
guess not,
service,
right?
it has to suck if it's just making us talk about other subscription services. 'Cause
Well, I mean,
this is like the second or third
But-
other sub service that we just brought up when we talk about PlayStation.
it's within the
It's
realm.
situational though. It's
Uh-huh.
much more situational, because for someone like
Yeah.
Jonathan, who he doesn't have the time to just sit down in front of the couch and play on his TV, whatever. I get it.
I wish I
But
could.
like before Sony shut down subscriptions, I signed up for 2 years of PlayStation Now.
Mm-hmm.
So when this service starts, I'll have 2 years of it to use. So I'll be able to check this thing out when it launches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the blog here. It says, we are pleased to share with you an early look at some of the games that will be included during the launch time frame.
Okay.
So this isn't the complete list. It's just some, and obviously, as I mentioned, they'll add more.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if they just like dropped like maybe 50 to 100% of the games that we're seeing right now, like in the next month or something like that, just to say that like, hey, look, we're adding games like every month, you know,
Yeah.
because that will make them look good.
I definitely think this is only a small portion, and they're going to be. We might see some bangers if they do. You know, not obviously there's no E3, but if they do something for Summer Games Fest, we might see some big announcements for that possibly. But they might just do it. Oh yeah, this is what's coming out this month, and do a monthly. I mean, for Game Pass, do they do weekly, or is it like monthly?
No, it's monthly.
So
Usually
it's
monthly.
we're gonna see stuff like that too. I think because it just keeps people keeps their eyes on the service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyone else want to chime in on whether or not the game drop like changed their opinion about the service? Sounds like we got two probably not. I'm a maybe still. Alvaro's definitely because he has the now cards paid in advance, and then
I mean, mine. They told me my annual subscription was going to turn into one of the tiers. I don't know which one, but
I think it just gets converted to the basic one. That's all.
Yeah,
It's-
it'll be
the essential one's just the same thing as what we're.
Yeah.
already-
So if I don't,
Yeah.
I don't get no Twisted Metal, no Legend of Dragoon, Legend of Legia, Vigilante, no. What was the
That would be-
snowboarding one?
What?
but
That's it.
If you-
Was
if you
it
get the-
SSX tricky?
if you get
Yeah, is that what it is? I don't.
if you get the Ubisoft Plus, you can play every Assassin's Creed game known to man.
No one
So,
cares about Assassin's Creed. It's overrated.
That's an
So-
extra. That's an extra subscription though.
Yeah,
Ubisoft is trying to
know
just
it's-
get people interested in their stuff.
Yeah. So
With Essential, you get or not the Essential, the premium one, you get the classics. for free.
yeah, the classics are, and I think a lot of these are actually included on the PlayStation list too. So I don't know if they did that on purpose so they can both get like publicity for it like that. But like,
You said which one's that one? Is that the third
So-
tier or
so-
the second tier?
The third.
That's
Yeah.
just for the,
So they
the
get-
old PS1 classics, right?
they get Ubisoft
No, you get the
classics.
Ubisoft.
'Cause
So all the Ubisoft is locked to the third tier. I thought some of it was going to be
Yeah.
in the second tier.
Oh, actually, I think some of it isn't. I actually don't know, to be honest. I see the list, but I don't want to like take up too much time trying to look it up right now. But yeah, like
Semantics.
Ubisoft Plus is a service that is like Game Pass, where you can like play the Ubisoft games day one releases, but that's separate from they announced that is also going to be available on PlayStation for the price of Ubisoft Plus, and they also have an Ubisoft Plus Classics that is going to be included with the PlayStation Plus subscription, and that's going to be 24 of like their older games, older
And
with
their
older with
page
the
says that their page says the Ubisoft Classics is going to be bundled with the PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium. So I think it's
So
either of the two tiers.
Okay,
The
yeah.
two higher tiers.
Yeah, and the newest one that they have listed there is they do have Valhalla on the, I think as part of the classics collection. The other ones are pretty old games, except I don't know what the latest Far Cry is. So maybe Far Cry
5, I think.
5. Okay,
Ragnarok.
they have 4, and
It's the one with Gus.
yeah, it's weird because they have Division, but there's a Division 2.
Not
and
the second one.
That's
Yeah.
not there, yeah. And they have Watch Dogs, but there's 2 other Watch Dogs on that are out, but they don't have any of the other 2. They only have the original on there. And
It's all about that legendary fishing, yo.
They have the South Park games, so that's kind of cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be the only one I would want to play because I never
The
got
South
a
Park
chance
ones?
to play the second one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Fractured Metal.
So good.
So are we, Lewis? We didn't get to hear you answer. Do you think you're interested in this PlayStation service as it is, as what they've shown?
After seeing the list, I'm probably like on the fence, but more maybe leaning towards like probably getting a day one.
Oh, okay, nice.
I was like more hopeful on the list to be better, but if
Is it because of that Stranding, or did you already have that?
I already have that. I already got the director's cut.
The Director's Cut? Okay, yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
But I was hoping for like better classics because the classics list for the premium tier is kind of like a little small. But if they're gonna release more later on or like in the coming months, then yeah, I'll probably get it.
I feel like this premium list is gonna be like when we went to Brewfest. You paid a little bit extra to get those specialty beers, and then they just let everybody have it an hour later.
Hey, if you scroll down on PlayStation Blog all the way to the bottom, it says, so the monthly 2 games that we be getting for Essential comes out that first Tuesday like normal, and then monthly refresh for Extra and Premium Deluxe will be in the middle of the month. The second week.
Yeah.
Of the month. So,
I wonder if
at
they're
least
just gonna.
they're spacing it.
I wonder if like these games that are on the like the deluxe and the premium tiers are just like never gonna show up on PlayStation Plus free anymore, so that people can't download them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, any last thoughts about that? I don't know if you guys want to talk about EA for a second.
I would say also, because we didn't really talk about it, the PS3 streaming. Because that's the only way to be able to play the PS3 games. I'm curious on how they've improved that. Hopefully, it doesn't just require a landline, because that would suck.
You can't download them. It'd be nice if you could, but
yeah, I think eventually I hope that's something that they're working on. That because the infrastructure of PS3 kind of
to emulate it. Right. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's that. If the PS3 were native, I think it would look a lot better. But
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, people are having issues playing cloud games. Like the whole Kingdom Hearts on the Switch cloud versions was a complete clusterfuck. Like when you boot up the game, they show how much traffic is on the game. So like you can want to play and you might not be able to because there's already too many people playing and you're gonna have bad performance. So hopefully it's better than hopefully it's better than that.
At least it's functional. I like the Xbox outage that happened last week before.
Yeah.
You couldn't play anything at all. That's awful.
That's DRM stuff. I think the cloud stuff is part console limitations and part Square being a little lazy.
It's crazy that you mentioned the DRM stuff because turns out that EA announced, or they released, that 85% of their bookings last year were from their live service games.
Yeah,
I know. This is kind of like a combination of topics that I think we've spoken about before. One, EA, and how they're apparently not a good company. I don't totally disagree with that. Yeah, EA is a bad company, and also live service games may be ruining the industry. I don't think so, but I mean, some say it, and yeah. I just think that live service games can be done wrong. That's why I'm hesitant. But in general, I'm starting to like live service games more and more. I think they're actually a good thing. But what are you guys' thoughts on that? Only reason I bring this up is because like live service is proven to work really well, and I think that's why PlayStation is actually announcing that they're going to have, how many live service games do they promise in like the next couple of years?
10. They want 10.
In the next, how many years did they say?
In the next 4.
Next 4.
Assuming
by 2026.
That Gran Turismo wasn't the first.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys' I guess opinions on live service games? Because mine's fairly positive now. It was bad before, but I have a positive image on live service games now.
I feel like live service games, like, it's always staying fresh, right? So that's what's good about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what
are your positive experiences with it? Like what games?
Me?
Fall Guys.
I was gonna say it's any
Rocket League.
I don't play Fortnite, but I would say Fortnite is probably like the role model of what a live service game should be, in my opinion. And they set the bar, I think.
Definitely set the bar because they update that shit weekly, but also Epic has like the money to do that.
It's not just like
they're kind of the exception, I think.
I mean, unless you want to talk about Warzone.
I mean,
Apex is like I'm sure where most of the money came
Yeah.
for EA.
Apex,
I love Apex.
Yeah, EA's that's what they're talking about.
yeah. I mean, EA. I mean, I was kind of looking at that financial report for EA, and I think they had like, what is it, $1.2 billion from just the EA Sports Ultimate Teams alone.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at because I was trying to see the numbers for FIFA because it is their biggest sports title because sports is the most popular sport in the world. But they don't have an exact number for that game. They just lumped all the EA Sports together and made a lot of money.
Wow.
Selling them fake sports cards.
Yep.
So
bad.
And the reason why I say like Fortnite, I think is like a great example of a live service game is not because of like the constant updates, but that I think is a side effect of having a live service game, a good one anyway. But I like Fortnite because I felt like in a world where EA was trying to monetize games by selling loot boxes, right? Fortnite came and they said, if you pay us money, we'll give you these things that don't make you win any better, but they make you look cooler, and then it doesn't affect the gameplay for anyone. It just like makes you feel better, and I thought that was like a great idea, and people bought on. I mean, I played Guild Wars 2, which is technically a free game. You have to buy the expansions, but other than that, it's free, and you buy skins. Fortnite, you just buy skins.
Well, I mean,
Apex, you just buy skins. Fall Guys
is.
Yes.
Like I think that's what I like most about that game is that no matter how long you've been playing, like everyone is always pretty much in the same skill level because you can't be faster than other people if you play more. Like it's just you're just changing your look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely depends on the type of game, right? Because you have live service games where, like we talked about last week with Hearthstone and other card-based games where, and not just card-based games, but anything where that has metas, that has, you have to pretty much stay, even with WoW, like you guys are constantly playing every week, twice a week, to gear up to, to stay current, so you can keep playing.
Imagine,
and that's the stuff I don't like. Like, I don't want to feel like my game is work, and I feel like there's a good percentage of live service games that are like that. Like, for every Fall Guy, there's like 20 of those shit live service games that are trying to get you to spend that, and maybe more than that.
I mean, I guess I don't have too much of an opinion because I don't really play too many of those kinds of games. But I mean, it just sounds like if they do it right and it works out like well or fairly for people, then it's a good thing.
Yeah. Because think about what live service is replacing though, right? It's replacing one, just like buying out the game outright, for any amount of dollars, usually 60, 40 to 60, and it's also replacing like subscription games. So like for you that play WoW in this chat, like how do you guys think that WoW would be better or worse for being a live service game that you don't have to pay a subscription for? You only pay for like skins and cosmetics or quality of life types of things in the game.
I was gonna say that paying for that game doesn't make you win, but that's not true because they do have like a cash shop. But the cash shop is just technically cosmetics, but you can technically use in-game money or in real money to buy in-game money. So then you can use the in-game money to buy things. So I mean, I guess it would be better. I mean, the minute they put that in, kind of like it ruined the game, but it didn't because I haven't paid for WoW in like 5 years. So with my actual money, because I just use the gold that I accumulate. But I don't know. I think maybe, but I know like this this next update that they're coming, they're gonna try to keep it fresh, which it's not really fresh because they're having rotating raids, which is stupid because it's old content and nobody wants to do it. But I don't know. I would say maybe.
Lewis, any
I know
thoughts
that.
about WoW being live service or live service and not having subscription? I should say.
It depends on how they would like implement it. If there's like a bunch of ads or limited gameplay, like restrictions for like certain activities in the game,
Yeah.
or
Well, see,
like
but that would, in my opinion, that would like also make it like pay to win. Like the things that I would consider it being good live service and not being pay to win would be like purchasing basically cosmetic items and quality of life stuff. You know what I mean? Like for example, like in Guild Wars, the game that I play, an MMO also, the quality of life stuff that you can buy with money are basically extra character slots or extra build templates. You know, so you can like save builds, so you can like hot swap them. You know, or you can buy extra bag slots for your bank. You know, I know in World of Warcraft you have to buy that with in-game money, but like that's something that you could buy like with real money in the game. You don't have to do it. I don't know. Wouldn't consider that pay to win, but I don't know. It seems like a nice thing to say that, you know, don't give it to me if I want to play for free. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, their service is pretty much the same thing. Like pretty much everything in their in-game shop or a shop like that is like cosmetics or mounts or toys or I mean, because there are those people who try to collect everything. I actually play with someone and she plays with like
Oh shit, that's a
no
lot of
dude
money.
like
That's a
dude
lot
no
of
well
money.
dude she
It's the
literally
time that she invests.
yeah like that's
Mm.
like she pretty much that's all she does and she plays on like seven what is it like 10 it's like 10 tunes at a time
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty nuts and she keeps them all relevant and it's like yikes man like I don't even have enough time to play one so it's like but yeah I mean so like it's technically kind of the same kind of like live servicey but it's just a little different I guess because there is some pay to win aspects there just a little bit.
Because I just thought when this article came out about like EA's earnings, it kind of it shocked me a little bit, you know, because I know live service is kind of like a dirty word to some people, I would think. But then I thought about it and I realized like, you know, actually I think live service games are pretty good, in my opinion.
It's kind of a broad term, though. I mean, if you have a game that you're constantly making DLC for,
Mm-hmm.
then you can consider that a live service, right? Because you're that idea is to keep players engaged. So if you're constantly creating content, then
Yeah.
it's fulfilling that requirement, and I'm okay with that. Like, if you buy a game and then they're just like bam DLC, new areas, new content, like totally okay with that. Uh, the card packs and Ultimate Team, that shit is like skeezy as hell, and I can't even like EA isn't even the worst. Like 2K's like they literally have like slots in their sports games. Like it's bad. Um, and then as far as the Guild Wars 2 stuff, I think spending money on convenience stuff is kind of a slippery slope because then you get like there was the whole thing with Assassin's Creed where they were selling experience boosters. Like you have developers creating problems like making the grind more difficult and then selling the solution and like, hey, if you don't want to grind you can just buy these experience boosters
Oh yeah, that's filthy.
to speed up the games. And I'm like, man, you're just making your game in a way that people don't want to play. So creating content like skins, that's cool. I like the loot boxes that were kind of like fading away and they kind of got replaced with battle passes, I think.
See, I think battle passes are cool. Those are cool though too.
Battle passes are good for a person that wants to play that game, but again, it kind of if it's a tricky balance because, like I said, done wrong, it makes your game feel like work. Because if you want that thing you paid for, you gotta put in the time. Like,
So-
and if you're constantly playing, like, you feel like you have to play 4 hours every day because you only have a month to get all the way to the top, like that's like a full-time job.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not a month though. Like the Game Pass could be a different like
Well, yeah,
yeah, but it
but I'm
also
saying
depends.
it's a balance. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's good for, for the people that would like that. I think it's more preferable than random chance loot boxes that are just trying to get you to spend money and absorb amounts. But
Call of Duty.
if yeah, Call of Duty.
Here's
Tons of
my
mobile
thing
games.
though. If a
But it's a
game,
balance.
my thing is if it's a game that, say it doesn't have all those things that you did, right? Say it's a live service game that doesn't do updates and they don't have like that much DLC. And that's all the information I give you. Is that a bad game? Right?
Is it a single player game or is it a multiplayer game?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
most live services are multiplayer games, right?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
not
As
true. But it's not, because, like, even for Destiny, which is a live service game, to play single player you have to log online, and that's my biggest gripe is, like, you shouldn't have to log in to play single player.
You just
Which,
don't like playing with people.
But it's in.
well, no, but I do. If you're playing online, that's fine with other people. Like, that's fine,
Okay.
and you're creating content for online stuff. But you see, this is the trend that we've been seeing, where it's an online only game, and you have, even if you're only playing by yourself, like in Gran Turismo, you still have to log online. And then there was that outage, and tons of people weren't able to play the game because you had to connect online. And
Okay.
then, the stuff that happened with Xbox, when servers gone down, or you can't log in, and that's even worse because they're single player
That's a
games,
full on brick though.
that was
That's
a
full brick.
whole another thing. But
Back to
like,
the question though.
okay,
Like if a live service game didn't have DLC, like does that make it a bad live service game?
is it a live service game?
Like
with no content?
say Fortnite didn't have any skins or like anything like that, right? Does that make it a bad game?
If it's a good
It's
game,
not
but
Fortnite.
I
No.
don't think it makes it a live service game, because a live service game is a game that's constantly being updated.
Okay. So then by
keep it
your
alive.
definition, a live service game is good then, because a live service game to you means that they're just constantly updating the game.
Like it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the reason I like
done right.
yeah, but see I guess my reasoning for liking a live service game is because typically it's a free game that you get, and they make their money by offering cosmetics that you can buy if you want, right? Like in my opinion, like they get their money by offering that kind of stuff. Me, I can choose whether or not I want to give them money based on like how much fun I'm having, right? If I get the game for free and I'm not having fun, I feel like that's also fine. You know what I mean? Like if I do like it, then that's what's gonna get me to start playing, like paying money, right? Because I have paid money in live service games before.
If it starts free to play, like
Yeah.
like some of the games I mentioned before, Gran Turismo, full $70 game, live service.
Yeah, but okay.
Destiny 1,
but
live
I think-
service.
But Alvaro,
Destiny 2, live
Alvaro
service.
that's played Gran Turismo doesn't agree that it's a live service game though. But
But it is. It's online.
By
and
definition,
it's
it is. It is.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
they have DLC. Like on the PS4 version of Sport, you could buy cars for like $2.
okay,
the store,
okay,
so.
okay. I see.
all the EA sports games are live services. Like, that's the portion. They're getting all their money from their EA games and other stuff like that.
Okay.
Those are $60, $70 games. They're not free to play games. So
Well,
yeah, if a good free to play game that has the content, they're always updating their good stuff. Like, yeah, that's cool, but that's not always the case. Like, they want you to pay full price, and they want you to buy the battle pass. They want you to buy DLC and skins, and that's how they get their money.
I'm
And
all
it's just being greedy. Like, corporations, they want money, obviously, but like,
business wants monies. What?
but
Yeah,
it's
who knew?
just
Who
like
knew?
it's just a lot to expect.
But you realize this is all optional, right? Like you don't have.
Yeah,
to
well,
exactly.
do it.
That's kind of
That's
my
the-
point, right? Like, yeah. I mean, I get your point where like, I guess I think
It's just a turn off, is all.
I think what you're
it's optional, but
I think where you're getting
I
tripped up is, and I understand, is that I think live service in the past has been kind of used as an excuse for let's release it now and it'll get better in the future, right? But in my opinion,
Yeah.
like a lot of live service games are free. I guess some are not. But then in that, at that, like for like Destiny, for example, right? I everyone paid full price for. I mean, in the beginning, everyone paid full price for Destiny, and it kind of turned out to be a live service game. But if you don't get anything, that's like optional. You don't have to participate in like the live service part of the game.
what's
Right.
all shaders?
I mean,
right?
you could
So,
you could say that
No,
like
I mean, it's
Destiny
still-
sucked
it's-
just by itself, not because it was live service.
No, I mean I enjoyed Destiny for what it was. I would have preferred if I could play some of it by myself offline, but there's just a whole bunch of things that complicates live service. Doesn't make it 100% appealing for me. There's good exceptions and there's bad exceptions, and I'm just saying
I-
it's not all good. I've seen a lot of the bad stuff.
Like, would George, would you count Lost Ark like that type of game?
I don't know. I actually never looked at the store in Lost Ark. I never looked
They-
at the store. I didn't even know they had a store, to be honest.
So they do have a store. So like games, I'm a fan of games that have, like, if they do have like an in-game store.
Mhm.
Like, I don't like games that if you have to pay, that's the only way to win, right? So that's pretty much like all card games, right? But
Mhm.
like if you have a store, but somehow I can pay like in-game currency to have that same thing, I'm okay with that though. Like, that's how I see it, because Lost Ark is the same way. Like, you have all that stuff that is in the store, but you can go do quests or go do missions or do whatever you got to do, and you can still unlock that same stuff. You know what I mean? But they still keep it fresh. I mean, granted, that game's been out for years, but they're still moving it over here to do new things,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So I mean, I feel like stuff like that, and like the thing with like the not the game pass, not the game pass. What's it called?
Battle
Oh,
Pass.
the art.
Battle Pass. Yeah,
Okay.
Battle Pass. I'm kind of okay with Battle Passes too. Like, if it's a game I want to play, I'm okay with. Like when Fortnite first came out, like I bought it once and I pretty much climbed the ladder and it paid for my Battle Pass for the next like 6 seasons or 5 seasons, or however long we played. So like I'm kind of okay with it, but it also just, like Jonathan says, it depends on the game. So
Yeah.
like if it's a game I want to play, then it's okay. Like Hearthstone has one. I got it last time, but I didn't get it this time. But it just, that one's a little bit pay to win, because you further you go, the more gold you get, the more cards you can get, but I mean, like, there's
Yeah.
tons of games that have it. So I mean, you know what I mean?
Anthony, I think we cut you off a while back. I don't know if you remember what you were going to say.
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. That's our bad. But
It's all
Alright.
good.
all right. Any closing thoughts about anything that we spoke about today?
All I've learned is that paying for games can be good, but can also be bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
our game Fall Guys is gonna have a battle pass soon. Let's go.
Didn't
Or-
it
Already
doesn't already
does.
have, I was like, doesn't it
Yeah, it
already
already
have?
does.
Or season pass.
It's
I
free,
thought I
right?
was gonna have a paid one. Max
Yeah,
probably
it does.
It's gonna have a
will.
paid one now, right? Yeah.
On June 21st.
Let's
So-
go.
So
it
is
all
the
has to keep balance.
So is
that's
the- is-
key.
That's all
is
things
the battle
should be.
pass is the battle pass in Fall Guys, is it going to be like the one in Fortnite, where all you do is you pay, you just get Godzilla skins or hot dogs or hamburgers or
I
French
hope
fries or whatever it
There
is?
have
you
been
run
no
around as?
hamburgers yet, sir.
Okay.
I hope it's like the one in Apex and Halo Infinite. Like the ones in those are like you progress, you level up each season, and each level that you get like an in-game cosmetic, and then if you have the battle pass, then you also get an additional thing that was on the premium battle pass
Oh, yeah.
rail too.
From what I understood on the Fall Guys one is that they're gonna have the season one, which is usually 50 levels that you
Yeah.
can get to. If you do the paid one, it's gonna be 100 levels, so
Oh,
you
wow.
can get more stuff as you go along. But
They're
I
probably gonna-
don't think you get bonus stuff per level. I think you just have more levels you can go through to get more stuff.
And then
I-
when you get the paid one, it's just going to be cooler things you can get,
I
right?
think they said it's gonna be
Yeah.
100.
I bet
long
you
does
they're gonna
that
be
last?
cheeky about it. I bet they're gonna be cheeky about it and say like if you have the battle pass, you're gonna level up like 25% faster or something like that. So it like makes
Oh yeah.
more,
Oh,
it,
they always do that.
yeah, it'll make
Rocket
more
League does
sense.
that.
It'll make more sense to buy it like in the beginning, where like in Halo or
Yeah.
Apex, like if you buy the battle pass at any point, you'll like retroactively get all the stuff that you passed up during the season.
See, Hearthstone has the same thing, right? So when you buy it, you get 25% more experience or scrolls or whatever it is, and then the further you go along the track, you get another 25%, but you have to pay to get that one. So
Yeah, see,
That's lame.
that's
That's
cheeky.
lame.
that's how they get you.
That's
And so
That's
Because Rocket League doesn't do that. You pay for it once, you'll keep progressing. You'll get more experience as
and
you go.
see that's good. And the question is like how long? How is it going to be? 3 months? Is that battle pass? You have 3 months to get to 100. Is it going to be 6, or is it going to be 1 or 2?
Give me 4 days.
I feel like
the past seasons have
That's-
been pretty long. So
Yeah,
Well,
this season has been since January at least.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if you have the time where you can play it like the normal amount that you would want to and still feel like you're doing good progress, then it doesn't feel like work, and I feel like it encourages you to want to come back and play. But at the same time, if it's like, oh man, I have like
So
a
many
month,
hours in
2
a day.
months, yeah,
Yeah.
if I have a month to do this,
I gotta
whole thing,
min max my time.
I gotta fucking play this. This is the only game I'm playing for the next month to get, so I don't lose out on the money I spent. Then it's fuck, dude. Like,
yeah.
No, with this season of Fall Guys, like I knew it was gonna be busier later on with like Elden Ring and stuff like that. So I pretty much like every day after work in January, I would just like devote half an hour, and like in that 1 month, I was able to get all of it.
Yeah, that's good.
That was
And I moved on.
best month of his life.
Yeah, and then like and Fall Guys is one of the good ones, but
Yeah.
I can't say that is they're in the majority, honestly.
Right. I mean, I've completed other battle passes before. Like I've done Warzone. I've done fucking H1Z1. Like they're all different. Like H1Z1 now is like super grindy, and so is Warzone. Like early Warzone was cool, but now it's like it's like you said, it's work.
the battle passes that give you in-game power are not good ones. Those ones are not good because I've played games that are like that, and then you're just like, well, if I don't do this, then I'm currently going to be weaker than everybody else, and then it's not fun.
Yeah, that's
And then you're just like, well, why do I even want to play this damn game? So like, and that circles back to pay to win and all that nonsense. But
I think there was a time where people liked that though. Like they wanted to feel like the more I played, like the better I am than everyone, just because of my loadout or something. You know what I mean? I think that was like the state of gaming in the past. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think everyone wants a level playing field in generally like the games that they play. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like games like more now, like Fall Guys and all that, are kind of relied on skill, right? I mean, I don't know how. I've never played Fall Guys, but I mean, there's got to be
now you will be able to.
there's got to be some sort of skill to it, right? Because you can't just run up. I mean, unless you're
I know
extremely lucky.
we don't just win every time that we play Fall Guys for chance. It's because we're skilled.
All skill.
Yeah,
We're
because we're freaking good. Because we're pros. Don't you
You're
dare
skilled.
blame that on chance.
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. There's gotta all games have some sort of skill to it, right? It's not just, hey, I walk in, I win. I mean, like me when I play board games. But that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, I lost my train of thought on that, so that's all I'm gonna leave it there.
I think that's a decent place to leave off the podcast episode. So I'm gonna close it out unless. Okay.
One because I got to do it. Because we're talking about EA. Apparently, 2042 is doing so bad. Their EA is no longer even listing it as their live game. They put back up Battlefield 5 because it's doing better, has more players active than 2042.
Huh. That's interesting.
And that's why EA sucks.
I seen that today.
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, that's fortuitous. But yeah, I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize it was that bad. I kind of forgot about it.
To close it out, EA sucks. Not my words. But...
Yep.
The devil.
Okay, well.
This is why we get people on our Twitch stream that ask why some guy is all spiteful against EA, man.
So thank you, listeners, for making it this far in the episode. This is episode 12 of Last Time Online. And make sure to join us next time online when we all try out Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
Hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
GG
Later.
game over.
Bye.